The fools in life want things fast and easy. Money, success, attention. Robert Greene. Well, friends, that's not the way things work. Those of you who have been around a while, you have learned that like I have the hard way. It takes diligence. And for us, we just ask 10 to 15 minutes each and every day, because it's important to learn the nuances. And you don't do that if you're not in the market every day. Doesn't have to be long. Practice, trade your favorite stocks, ETFs, learn by doing. Take the little trainings we put out every day, and slowly but surely you will be building up your experience and your success. Let's jump into the charts. We see everything is down for the day just a little bit, except for bonds. They're up just a little bit, so not a lot going on in the market. Let's jump first into the S&P 500. It is down 0.32%. Now we see a green up candle for the week. We've not reached the high of last week. Doesn't look like a lot of volume as we get to Tuesday. We look at this latest two-day candle. That is the Monday-Tuesday candle, and it's not up to average volume, nor was the prior one, the Thursday-Friday. So again, we had things really zoom up, and you can see it on the half-day chart, how things started up on Thursday. That's Tuesday up through Wednesday, and then that's where things dropped off after that burst upward on Wednesday morning. But we're still hanging around, so we're watching. You can see also where the half-day volume really blew off since that was Wednesday morning where things reached the topper. Again, lots of excitement and intensity as things started moving on Thursday, the 30th of July, and then it just sort of, all that went up. Now, what happens so much when you have big run-ups like that over a short period of time? What happens? The market digests those gains, may continue to move up. In fact, with that weekly vertical crossover and all that energy switching, we've seen how in the past that has continued. We've seen when it's not. But again, as we go into the second green candle, you can see this isn't like those prior half steps. So we are expecting things to continue to move. Now, let's look at where we are with the Qs. Same thing. It was down 0.34%. Almost the same verbatim as to all the enthusiasm boiling off. And then today down 0.34%. Again, with all that initial momentum and switchover, again, we have that continuing in the background, pushing. All things being equal, the market tends to move in the direction of the largest chart. Until when? Until it doesn't. But right now, as we watch, we can see how the volumes dropped off. This is the summertime trading zone. Now, the fall-winter trading zone's coming. That old adage, sell in May and go away, live to trade another day. Well, that other day is the fall-winter trading zone as it slowly kicks in as we get to the end of summer. We got a while yet, not too long. It will be coming. So as we look at things, again, we are still long on the S&P and the NASDAQ, and we expect things to proceed. Now let's look at where we are with bonds. Bonds have been going down for many weeks. We've been short bonds for many weeks. Today it was up a little bit, 0.16%. We're still well below the weekly trend line on the half day. We're below it on the 2-day. You can see all the volume in, unlike stocks, we do have some volume here in bonds. It has been falling off the last day and a half, but again, as we just continue to hang down, we haven't crossed over. We're decently below the weekly trend line on the half day. We're below it on the 2-day. We had average volume to end up. Haven't hit the low that we hit back on the Monday, the 31st, July the 31st, and then that following Monday, which was the 3rd. So again, we haven't hit that low yet, but we're not too far from it. So we'll keep an eye on things as we continue to move along. Gold pulling back just a little bit, 0.39%. You can see where it popped up in the morning on these Heikin-Ashi candlesticks, it appears, and then back. Also see where the volume fell off. We did hit average volume for the 2-day, and again, going into the second week, switching over, already hit a higher high. So that's good. We'll continue to watch. What about Bitcoin? Just languishing still. Just languishing right here around this floor that we had. It did pierce it, but then it moved up on it, and it's just sort of stayed there. That floor is the low from February the 2nd earlier this year. So we'll keep an eye on things. You can see where we moved a little below that back on the 1st of June. But since then, well, for the last few weeks, we've just sort of been hanging above it. So again, Bitcoin not doing much. So we're still long stocks. We're still short bonds. We're long gold. And we don't know what the hell Bitcoin's doing. That's where we are, my friends. Thanks so much for being with us. Always love to hear from you. Hope you're enjoying the watch series. I think we just put out number 4, and it's a lot of fun. If you haven't seen it on X, please check it out at chartingwealth.com. If you're into watches like I am, it's just fun to look at and compare when I hear all these people talking about watches as investments. Well, you'll see. God bless. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth.